What is luck and what does it insinuate? Let's find out. So, the way that I came up with this idea, to this not much of a surprise to most of you guys, is I was reading a book called The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. And I'm not going to go over the book because I literally just started reading it. And there's no reason to talk about stuff that I don't know about. However, I did learn one very valuable lesson from the early stages of the book, which is that most of the excuses that people give themselves for not being able to achieve their goals can fall into one of four categories: health, age, intelligence, and luck. And I'm going to talk about that fourth one today because it really resonated with me. I always hear people saying that another person has better luck than them. And what they don't understand is this is actually very destructive for your mind, because you never really hear people saying that they have amazing luck. It's always that their luck is bad and those around them have good luck. Let's look at a very lucky guy. Let's look at Steve Jobs, one of the pioneers of the world, created Apple. I know I talk about him a lot because a big part of my childhood was focused on studying the freaking guy. But up until his meteoric fame at Apple, he failed countless times. He was getting bad grades. He couldn't pay for his education. He was adopted, for Pete's sake. He had an unplanned pregnancy very early in his life, and he had almost no direction of what he wanted to do with his life. On top of that, he was fired from his original position at his company called Next and had to survive for years without his company until they eventually called him back. So why was Steve Jobs able to achieve what he was able to achieve? It's not because of luck. It's because he was willing to put himself in a position of failure more times than you and I have ever tried. And that is basically luck in a nutshell. It's invisible pixie dust that doesn't exist, and it's a way to describe people's hard work and effort that is finally paying off. No one really hears the stories of how people struggle, and these big people at the top, we just assume that they were always at that level. What we don't realize is trials and tribulations that they had to go through to get to where they were. Let's look at a YouTuber. Let's look at Hamza. Hamza literally went like a year or two without making any profit from YouTube until all of his businesses started finally paying off. And why did that happen? It's because of hard work and it's because of experience. The more he was able to have experience within that subject, the more he was able to improve at it. Same goes for me making these videos. Every time I make a YouTube video, I get slightly better at making content because I have one video more of experience. You guys should see what I have to deal with when I make these videos. And that's not to make you guys feel bad for me or anything. It's just to prove to you guys that this is just the way it is. I literally am re-recording this video because guess what? The original video decided not to record for whatever reason. No one really knows why. There's no actual reason why. It just happened. And it's just part of the journey. But guess what? Now I can incorporate this point into my video and talk about it. All sorts of nonsense is going to happen along the way. And when it comes to making money or being successful at all, you have to expect to fail. Otherwise, just take the easy route. Go to a regular job and you won't know if you like it or not, but hey, at least you'll be making that stable income, right? That's basically what I'm saying here. If you take the path of most resistance, if you will, which is this entrepreneurial self-development path, you're bound to hit some road bumps along the way. And honestly, that goes for the regular path as well. It's just that the regular path has more padding around it, so when you do mess up, there's more things to fall back on. Whereas this lifestyle is very unknown until you're able to seal the deal. And pretty much every big entrepreneur had to deal with people not believing in them, because think about it truthfully. If you were in the position of having a child or some sort of dependent telling you that they wanted to do something very, very risky, would you believe that they could do it? I'm sure that a lot of us would not, because until someone actually achieves something, it's hard to take them at their word, because they can do a lot of this, but then not actually take action. With action upon action upon action and the eventual prospect of results, obviously people will start believing in you because they see your work paying off. And that's obviously a very beautiful thing, right? Because we're able to prove to those around us that we can actually do it, as well as proving it to ourselves. This is why so many businessmen say that after you get your first client, everything becomes smoother sailing after that. Because you've already proved to yourself that your mathematical equation for success is working in your favor. If you can do it once, you can do it again. And none of this has anything to do with luck. Luck basically does not exist. Let's take luck in the stock market, for example. I was very lucky in my Ethereum picks, as you guys have already heard countless times. But I was lucky for the first year. Of course, I was greedy and I actually believed in Ethereum, so I never wanted to sell it. Guess what happened? I ended up losing half of my gains to unlucky accounts. What I'm saying is luck does not actually exist. It's a figment of our imagination, and it's really just an excuse for people to throw around of why they've been unsuccessful. You never hear a successful person saying they have bad luck. That has never happened. Why is that? It's because they don't believe that they have any sort of luck. They don't need to believe anything because they know what kind of work they've put in. The only way to truly get good at something is to stick with it. And that's what I want you guys to take away from this video. It's pretty much all I have to say. Stay persistent. Honestly, there's so many times throughout every day where I feel like giving up as well, but I just never give in, and I keep going until the end of time. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you all soon.